Hey folks, welcome, I'm Rach, this is The Play Philosophy, and this video is for you today if you are just completely mind-meltingly burnt out and overwhelmed with where to start with tidying and decluttering in your house.
Welcome to The Play Philosophy, where I help you embrace your colourfully chaotic self through the power of play. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-boo.
Hello. So a couple of months ago now, I recorded a video about ADHD and being messy, and some of your comments in that video or on that video just gave me life, because it's one of those things where when you get it, you get it. And some of us just get it. Like, there is just something about keeping tidy and decluttering that for many of us is just really difficult to do. And a few of you in the comments mentioned things like the deal with it later box and things like body doubling, having some accountability to declutter, and just feeling overwhelmed when you don't know where to start. I just caught a glimpse of myself. I've moved house. So I'm in a new environment and I've got this black jumper on, and like, I feel like I've tried to sort of camouflage myself into this area. We'll work it out. So a couple months ago, I burned out in a pretty big way. It's the biggest episode of burnout that I've ever had, and I just was really struggling to do basic things, like things that required more than even 2 steps or things that had dependency on other things. My brain was just like, I cannot even compute, like, blah. And at the time, my office was a total mess and I had some time off work, but I knew that I would feel better if I just tackled a little bit of the clutter that was in there, but I just didn't know where to start. It was completely overwhelming. And if you've come to this video today and you're looking for some support in that, I suspect you feel the same, whether it's that you have completely mentally burned out and you're not feeling yourself and you're having some time out, or if it's just that the day-to-day general management of all of your clutter is completely overwhelming. It's really hard to know where to start. So something that I did while I was off was actually recorded myself going through the process. I needed the accountability for me to just be motivated to just take one small step. And in that, I discovered a few helpful things for myself along the way that I thought I would share with you. Sorry, my foot is going dead. So in today's video, I am going to take you through a couple of things that I tried that really helped me to get started with all of the overwhelm, a clever little strategy. Maybe this already exists, I don't know. I feel like a genius that just invented it, but maybe I'm late to the party on this one, that I came up with to help myself focus and contain what I was tidying. And then for the rest of the video, I will just be putting on some lovely music if you want to start tackling your clutter yourself, and you can follow along with me. Consider me your accountability buddy double, accountability partner body double.
Okay, so here I am, kicking off, getting started. The way that I approached this was just to start grouping things into genres of items. Something I'm very prone to do, even when I'm feeling at my best, to be honest, but especially when I'm particularly stressed or overwhelmed, is when I'm trying to tidy up, I just pick things up from one area and put them in a different area. And I haven't got any tidier, I've just moved stuff around. And so when I was getting started doing this, I was a little bit overwhelmed about, like, how do I approach this? So I decided, okay, let's just put all of the electrical items in one pile. Let's just put all the books in one pile, etc., etc. It was kind of organising the chaos at this point. I didn't feel particularly tidier, but I just couldn't really figure out another way for my head to get my head around what I was doing. So tackle this however you want to tackle it, really. This is just what felt good for me. I was really kind of living moment by moment. I had no idea how I was going to tackle it after this. I just knew I had to make some kind of movement, and it felt like the right thing to kind of group these items together. I then took a break. I think it might have been even 1 or 2 days, because I was tired at that point and needed to come back to it later. And as you'll see, this is the point where I'm kind of wandering around going, what am I supposed to do with all of these piles that I've got? Feeling a little bit lost. But that's when I thought, right, okay, how am I going to focus my attention on one thing that needs to happen at one time? Because that is a struggle for me even when I'm at my best. But in this particular moment, it was like, I don't know how to do this. So I found some ribbon and I just created a little box on the floor for myself where I could go, okay, one particular genre of item I'm going to tackle goes in the box. Nothing else around it needs to be tackled at one time. That helped me break it down so that I could come back to it throughout the day as well. Or I didn't even do this all in one day, like over a few days. And then at this point, I guess pretty self-explanatory, really. Picked a pile of stuff, put it in the box, sat down and sorted through it. Yes, there were definitely points where I got distracted by things near me. Um, you'll see that's me going, whoa, no, why have you looked over there? You're focusing on this box. But of course, be kind to yourself. It's going to happen. Just bring your attention very kindly back to what it is that you are focusing on. You also might like to start with a kind of easier pile. So this really was actually just a load of documents and cards. The documents actually just needed putting in the folder, and the cards just needed putting in a box. Like, I knew where these things belonged. They just accumulated. So it felt quite good to have a quite quick win with this one. So you might want to start with something that feels like you can make a good amount of progress in a short amount of time. So what I'm going to do now is just leave you to it. Of course, if you're not here already at this point to go ahead with the decluttering, feel free to maybe save this video, come back to it another time when you are ready to declutter. But of course, if you are ready to get stuck in, I'll put some nice music on in the background and I will be beside you as we focus ourselves in on one pile at a time. If you've made it to the end of this video with me, I'm impressed. Thank you. And I hope you've had a great time decluttering. Let me know in the comments how you found the video and if there's any other of these types of follow along videos you would find helpful. See you next time.